Hey Spuddies, Potato Big Whiskey here, and welcome back to Terra Invicta, my newest 4X addiction. Things are looking bad. The aliens have landed on Earth. They have taken over a large portion of Africa. They have taken over a portion of India. They have taken over the United States of America, and they have access to all 28 of America's nukes. I maybe have enough nukes between Russia and Europe to go tit for tat with them, but the result on the Earth's status would be too much to bear. What I am going to try to do is try to take back the East Africa Federation. I need to control the Earth's population. I need to prevent them. I need to stand in their way. Their objective, if I check here, is to control 65% of the Earth's population, which is unacceptable to me. So we will need to start doing subversion. Divakar Senapathy is going to do a coup in the East Africa Federation if he can. 92% success chance just to kick the aliens out of there. We need to start targeting the servants, but we don't want to target them too hard. We want to kind of be annoying. We don't want to go all in on fighting the servants. We just kind of want to hinder them and slow them down. Buy time. That's all we're doing, because I think buying time and laying low and not expanding too hard in space and just kind of very, very gently exploring and doing what I can will mean that I will be in a better position every month that goes by. The aliens are gathering strength, but I'm also gathering strength, and I feel like my strength is increasing faster than the aliens. So we have managed to turn a counselor from the servants, and we want to make sure that we set that guy to have a 0% chance of failing his missions. I believe it's in here. I'm going to set him to 1% chance. He's a 1% chance to fail when succeeding. Now, he's a pretty fresh character. He has decent loyalty, but he's very, very fresh. I think I'm going to start exploring the possibility of inspiring my own characters. Vinicio in particular, if I can get his loyalty up nice and high, that would be handy. I think loyalty acts as defense for certain mission types, so getting my loyalty up will be really helpful. And I'm trying to reinvest it to the European Union. If I can get a little bit more mission control from EU, I'm going to try to get one more mission control deployed. We have completed the ponderomotive drive, so we started researching this last episode. It hasn't unlocked any new technology, but maybe let's take an existing ship like the Hurricane Class 2 bomber, okay? So this is 133 combat power, it has 131 KPS. So if we put a ponderomotive drive, so 133 and 131 with about 1 milli-G, it's worse. And yet it's better. So let me compare these two. So this has 210 KPS, this is 140. This is just better in both ways. It has more thrust and more exhaust velocity. So why would I ever take this, the ponderomotive drive? I don't understand. This just seems like objectively worse in every capacity. This is just way more power. Like, the grid drive is so good. Now, one thing I had meant to do last episode was to actually design a colony ship. So let's get started on that. Now, an inner system colony ship, if we just let's start with I would say a monitor is probably a good colony ship design. So if I just kind of have a little bit of a think about this, we're going to want a fission outpost kit. We don't need a solar platform kit. Oh, do you know what I need? Before I design this, I need to get a fission platform kit. No, a fusion platform kit. That's what I need. So before I design that, I do need to do a little bit more teching. Let me prioritize that slightly. Massive corruption in Saudi Arabia. Arabia could lose some military tech level and lose democracy. Okay, so we got the least bad of the two events, so that's okay. I am just running full spoils in Arabia, right? Yeah, because that's where I'm getting a lot of my cash. So we'll let that inequality drive up. I'm fine with that. Okay, now we did engineer a coup in the Great Lakes, which will slow down the servants. That's perfect. And we engineered a coup in the East African Federation, our power base. We're going to just invest straight into economy now. Let's try to get these countries to recover their GDP, even if it's just a little bit. It's not my job to declare war on the aliens. I'm trying to cooperate with them, so I really just want to hinder them. I don't want them to win. I don't want them to achieve their objective. I just want them to be, slowed. Let's make sure we yoink control back on these important countries. I think they were trying to merge those countries in, which we do not want to do. I need to investigate Vinicio. I need to know what his loyalty is like. If I do a full spend, I have a 70%. I can't sustain a 70% push, though. It's a really good push, but I can sustain a 16, so a 40% chance of increasing unrest every cycle. If this subversion level hits 10, I'm pretty sure the country will explode, because that's the break point for normal countries. And my popularity in the European Union is a little bit too low, and it's starting to affect my cohesion, so I need to start boosting that there. I need to put a little bit of investment into Unity. Just a slight little chunk. I'm also going to go to Mercury and start founding more platforms here. There is a decent amount of debris here from when the aliens knocked me back to the Stone Age, but I should be able to make some good new orbitals. At least 2 new orbitals. So thinking about how we want to do this, I think it's obvious we go for 2 solar arrays. That should provide enough power for like all 8 of these modules. I think the layered defense array is just necessary. I think 2 should hold back the aliens, right? Yeah, I think 2 should hold back the aliens. That should be fine. And then we want at least 4 operation centers so that this station pays for itself and provides me with surplus mission control. Now there's 250 crew, so we want at least 1 farm to pay for that crew. And then we have room for... I think it would be good to get a skunk works. That's another 5% project speed. A research campus for another 50 science a month. And then what else do I put up here? I'm trying to think what would give me a bonus. Do you know what would actually be really handy? Some really basic science labs. Like, it might sound crazy, but a military science lab giving me a 3% tech bonus towards military science. That is a huge boost. But I think it would be better to build one that was dedicated to it rather than like this. Yeah, I think I could build a dedicated one. So maybe the next one will be like that. The nano factory is nice because it does produce 60 cash. It's kind of hard. It's expensive to support though. I do have a really big cash problem. So getting an extra 720 cash per year, it would take a little bit of a bite out of that issue. So I'll get that nano factory. And then let's found another orbital. I need a little bit more mission control. So I have to wait till Europe does its thing. I need to start thinking about founding around Venus again. Just a lot of stuff that needs to happen. We're working on it. So there's the fusion platform kit. That's a fusion powered station available. We also want to get the solar outpost kit. This is for creating stuff inward of Mars. We could use this to colonize Venus. Venus is like Mercury light. Who is this? Taiwan completed a nuclear test. How odd. The Protectorate getting another nuke in their hands. How annoying. So we have an alien fleet in low Mercury orbit. He might be going after my stations. I'm pretty sure most of these stations have activated defenses. Oh, some of them don't. I forgot to do some of them. Oof. We probably don't need 2 farms on this station, in all honesty. 1 farm should be enough on any station. And I don't want to build any more fleets because I don't want to anger the aliens. I have inflicted their fury enough. Yeah, 2 defense arrays should keep most fairly Oh, he's going after my bases on Mercury itself. Tolkien Crater is getting hit. Tolkien Crater does have a single layered defense array at the very least. It's a surface to orbit green arc laser cannon. A little bit scary that he's going to be going after that. The mining complex was destroyed. The alien administration and the East African Federation are now rivals. So the aliens are looking for ways to get around my positioning. So we want at least 5 operation centers down here to keep this paying for itself. I guess 4 is fine. And I'll go for another layered defense array. Let's make sure the East African Federation is allied with all of my controlled countries. And the same should hopefully be true of the Great Salt Lakes. The Great Lake States, rather. There we go. They are joined up. And then finally want to make sure you're still linked up. Okay, so merging these countries is still potentially on the cards in the very, very, very long run. Okay, cool. That's the solar outpost kit. Let's get the fission platform kit. We need to start doing non-boost colonization because I can't rely on my boost income forever. We need to industrialize space properly. We do have a healthy stockpile of rares. Like we're in good shape space resource wise. So we have a fusion platform kit, a fission outpost kit. And let me just double check. So the solar outposts. This allows a solar-powered space station with a construction module at the ship's location not viable beyond Mars can be... so this is like starting with the construction module is big. So the outpost kit is for land-based. So this is for colonizing inside of Mars. We still need the fission platform kit, right? Yes, so I'm waiting for that. Divikar's synapathy critically failed and has been detained. Oh shit, the aliens detained him. We need to get him out of there, baby. So network propaganda is completed. This is directed ray space research as the next one. This will allow loyalty training and social media campaigns. Bushfires will deploy a team to deal with that. Fusion outpost kits, yes, that will be next. I think we're going to skip fission colonization. More stuff in orbit. Now the aliens haven't been significantly bombarding Earth because the only person who's been fighting them is humanity first. If they start getting a foothold, I'll have to start fighting. So I'm wondering, how do you fix a detain? We can extract a counselor. So how long are you detained for? Until January. Ooh, it's nearly impossible, even with a full send. He's going to be just stuck there for a while, I think. It's only a couple of weeks, but still. Can you protect him? Yeah, we're going to have to protect him, I think. Divikar is too powerful to leave him vulnerable like that. We'll get him back in 2 turn cycles, roughly speaking. So it's an expensive bit of pain, but we'll live with it. So there's the fission platform kit. Let's get started on the fusion outpost kit, and then I think we have basically all the tech stuff that we need. India, under the control of humanity first, has launched a nuclear attack against the aliens. It looks like that was their one and only nuclear barrage. The aliens are invading Beijing, because if they capture Beijing, it's really bad for us, but I think the battle is raging. The Chinese tank did escape They're trying to get their Miltech level up in, you know, which is understandable. What's it currently at? 5.0. How much of an army investment would you require? You need another 49 points. I can only do 29, so I can't get you another army. Sorry, Humanity First. You're going to have to fight with what you have for now. You still have 6 nuclear barrages and you're only up against 5 armies. So that should be very, very doable considering those are only information age armies. Oh, do you see the orbital bombardment? There's an alien bombardment fleet. Let me have a look. You're on surveillance. You're on surveillance. You're on the bombard fleet. So Victor 312 is who I need to catch. Well, let me have a look at the alien fleet status. Who do they have where? So they have their Giga fleet in Vesta orbit, but no... We do have an opportunity potentially here. How does L3 look? Could I break off a few ships from L3 and send them to get that bombard fleet? It would be kind of scary. It's a destroyer. I think we just let it bombard. Although I think it's doing serious damage to the planet. Yeah, look at that bombardment. Yikes. Okay, so the aliens can bombard from space. We need to figure out how to make space defenses. If we fill the European Union with space defenses and armies, I think we'll be able to defend, but we have a lot of stuff we need to take care of. Protect Divakar one more time to keep him safe. I'd love to have control of Egypt. Such a good country to operate out of. I might start boosting popularity in there to try and take it from them. Egypt has a lot of potential to unify Africa, and it would be a great bastion against the alien administration. It's 100 million people under my control that the aliens can't have. So the end of India is now a project that's available. That'll allow us to break up India and turn it into a bunch of smaller states, which suits the aliens, I think. Supporters of the Academy have detained a servant guy. What was he doing? I wonder what he was up to. I failed to increase unrest in Russia. They're accusing me of an atrocity and trying to detain me. Aha, you fool. So there's the fusion outpost kit. I think that's all of the fusion, all of the outpost stuff that I need. Yeah, I have fusion and fission outposts, so we're ready to go. I genuinely don't believe, well, the particle drive has a lot of newtons, which means it might be good as a defensive engine for fighting around Earth. That's a 12 rating propulsion. If I go check the propulsion rating of the grid drive, maxed out at 6.9. So I would assume that that might be worth getting this. It probably has really weak delta V, but really, really good everything else. I'm trying to think. I'm not ready to research permanent peace. I would love to. Maybe I have to. I'd have to hold out for 4 years while I research that. I think I need more. I suppose we could start building heavy green arc laser cannons. Their effectiveness against armor is actually super effective on the nose mount at 500 kilometers versus like this basic one hardpoint one. Jesus, 1000%. That's really, really ineffective. If we look at the medium green nose mount one, that's 200% effectiveness at 500 kilometers. And then if we look at the heavy green arc, which I believe is a 3 hardpoint nose mount, really, really effective. These would start potentially being good lasers. I am going to take spaceport security framework though. I would like to reduce the probability that my mission control continues to get bombs. We lost a mission point in Russia, not good. Need to get that back immediately. So opening move is full purge with Vinicio. Even with a defense, they shouldn't be able to stop me. And then Divakar is no longer detained. He will, sorry, full crackdown, then a full purge. Try and take that point back. And then I'll use Adesh here to start blowing up alien xenoflora inside the alien nation. We're slowly working on things. I think we're holding is the important thing, is we're holding our power bases together. Okay, more monitors are coming online. I think I'm going to hold off on continuing to build ships. I have just enough of a navy to be scary to the aliens. Successful crackdown in Russia. We should be able to purge it without an issue. So Ishahar's Regret has come online. This was an emergency base that I built to get rares. And now that I have fusion reactor arrays, we can make some changes. So I'll put a pair of fusion reactor arrays on this base. That will depower 2 modules. I would actually rather have this shut down and this turned on. I want to get the income. And then this will open up more slots because I should be able to fully power this base with just actually 3 fusion reactor arrays. So in 90 days, this should turn all back on. So we've retaken Russia. That's good. We want to send a message that like we're not easy to attack. So I'm curious, what's the probability of breaking into Egypt? It's actually really, really high. Let's go for a 90% roll with a... That should be a 90% roll after the crackdown goes through. There's a small chance that we fail it, but that's fine. I want you to defend interests in Russia. The fission reactor arrays finished on Psyche. Okay, yeah, that was all that. What about this? Yep, that was these defensive stations coming online. That's fine. Successful crackdown in Egypt. We're starting to break in there. They're going after Europe again. Unacceptable. We have to fight for it. All hands on deck for Europe. Crack down that alien point, purge the alien point at maximum capacity, get every single person I can, doing public campaigns to give ourselves a final little bit of a boost in chance. Adesh, I got to give you a couple of points in persuasion just because your skill is absolutely trash. Yeah, that brings you up to a 23%, which is way more reasonable. Okay. How are my counselor skills, by the way? Let's see. 46. There's a bit of experience to go around. Vinicio. I need to get my science up on some of these characters. I need someone who's going to be a... I just leveled administration because I'm a dumbass. Whoops. Like a little bit... I need to get better spread of skills, basically. You're a diplomat. Let's get more persuasion on you. You are a judge. Now, you have also been increasing unrest in some places. So I actually wanted to get your command up a little bit. Okay, things are going well. Wow, that triggered before? That's really unusual. Normally the public campaigns trigger first. Very, very odd. We need to boost the opinion of the citizenry with me, so I'm going to go ahead and put everything into Unity for the next few days. 92% investment in Unity. We just researched alien computers. This will give us a 25% boost in mission control, as well as a 2% boost in knowledge, and as well as advanced climate modeling as the next technology. So we're slowly getting a hold of alien tech. I'm going to have a little bit of a click around the tech tree here and see if there's any techs that I have that might lead down the route of finding new techs. Like if I take guerrilla warfare, that leads to freedom fighters. So that might be good to pick up freedom fighters so we can break places away from the alien menace. In fact, I'm going to I literally found exactly what I was looking for. Something that would be really, really useful against the aliens. And I literally found it immediately. So now we have spaceport security framework. Our Earth-based things will be harder to attack. I do think it would be good to get ships that align. Dreadnoughts might be the step forward for us. I think it might be a little bit too soon to get them though. We're now able to undertake the Strait of Tiran, so this would allow Jeddah and Cairo. This would essentially connect these two places. So this would allow me to move armies around a little bit more easily. Interesting. Crackdown chance is only 39% chance. 71% chance after public opinion boosts. 25% boost to mining output on Cervantes. Very nice, very nice. We're being bombarded again. Fuck. 2-point defense here. 3-point defense here. Let's go to 4. Then we want to lower the consumption of resources at this base, so I'm going to put a single farm on it. And honestly, an operation center or two on this base wouldn't be terrible. It's relatively efficient. So yeah, we'll get this base rebuilt while it's under bombardment. I think the alien should already be dealt with. Yeah, we already fired back. I'm pretty sure the aliens don't get mad. I'm like 99% sure that the aliens don't get mad if they attack you and you blow them to smithereens. It's if you attack them, they get super mad, which is why they retaliated after I initiated an attack on them. I don't like how much influence I'm burning, trying to retake my European control point. I really don't like that they can just swoop in and take one off me like that. It's really, really not cool. So minus 10 would bring this down to 47, then another minus 10 would bring it down to 37. So I really don't need to do a full cent. I could probably get away with like a 32 cent, maybe a 64 cent. The dissolution of Russia is now possible. Russia can be broken up. That definitely feels like more of a servant thing to do. It doesn't feel like something I would do. Directed space research. This will give us access to, oh yes, this is huge actually. I'll be able to start pushing in a particular direction with my science, my space science. That's actually big. We also have electrothermal propulsion. I need to retake the orbit around Earth. If I can retake Earth's orbit, I think I'd be in a really, really damn good space. But I'm just kind of uncertain of how to do it. And I don't want to make a mistake that destroys that shipyard that I have at L3. So I'm just trying to play defensively until maybe something changes. Alien robotics are available so we can build army. So, okay, this is actually quite good. We're picking up a lot of really cool technology. Bro, we're rolling really, really low on this. Social media campaigns. I need to start getting all those things. I need to make my investment points more efficient. Here comes the big alien fleet. They're probably going to land more troops, take over more countries, do more nasty stuff to me. Social Science Research Center. So I think this is a tier 2 version of the normal science stuff. And it is. So it produces 10 science, but a 10% boost towards social science, adds strength to public campaigns, but it's limited. It's very, very limited. So we are well and truly into T2 science stuff. I might be able to build a science center or two that would, particularly for weapons. I need to get that weapons boost up to maximum. One thing I haven't tried in a while is trying to get a base around Earth. Oh yeah, I don't have the goddamn mission control. I've heavily tanked European democracy to try and get this mission to pass. 52%. Why is it so low? Popular support, defend interest, size of national economy, council administration. It's so annoying how effectively they can like destroy my strategy with just a single councillor action, and they've just eaten up so many of my actions. And I feel like I have to do this because Europe is where I'm based, right? This is my hometown. Where else am I going to operate out of? I just need as much mission control as I can get. I might just like let the European economy stagnate while I do this. I need mission control. I can get 1 per month, which is not much. How's Russia doing? There's a little bit of unrest here. Autonomous research groups, our chance to unlock any project for research increases by 10%. Interesting. I don't know what that means, but it might have an impact. God, there's 54 mission control inside Europe. 61% chance. Loyalty training. +2 to inspire missions, not that we care about that. New settlement coming up on Mars, that's actually big. This puts us into the positive with water again. Debris and all low. I could do a big, this would actually be big for me, right? If we take a look at public opinion, it's in the Intel tab. I wish I could move these out of the way. But if I go to global, you can see public opinion here on us is like middling. But if I do this, boom. I just spent a bunch of boost for no change? Excuse me? Is that event bugged? Dude. I think we did manage to crack it down, by the way. So now we have a 94% chance of succeeding. Alright, we took back the European Union. God, what a horrifying experience every time they take that point. Let's see, investments in the economy have triggered an economic expansion in East African Federation. This could actually be really good. So if we don't interfere, they'll increase a small amount of GDP, small increase in inequality. Now, one thing that's important is, no, none of these seem to be, one of them is an ecologically vulnerable region. So we can keep the good times rolling. This will pay some money, but experience a significant increase in GDP, or we can reap the benefits. Monthly money income increased by 2, set part of its budget as discretionary funds, causes some public opinion to turn away. I want a significant increase in GDP. So that was 200 GDP per capita. That was actually a big step forward, considering how high insurgency is. Okay, cool. Martian bases are coming online. Speaking of bases, I need to go and look at all of my bases and make sure they're not using these fission piles anymore. God, public opinion in the European Union just tanked. Everyone is like trying to control this. I guess I just need to put some stuff into Unity constantly. Jesus, I don't like that. Apparently Korea is conquering Brazil. You know, not really going to question that. Who's in control of that? Operation Exodus. Okay. What the fuck? What? Okay. Seems reasonable to me. They're fighting the good fight. Meanwhile, I'm just like, listen, I'm doing my part. How is China doing in the battle? They still have 2 armies, that's good. Constant battling in the alien thing. They're still building space defenses. They must have a fair amount of them now, actually. They have lost an army, still waiting for their unrest to go up. So we lost a fission reactor array at Chekhov base due to a strike. That's not good. Let me have a look here. I wish it would tell you what the destroyed module was. It's kind of annoying that it doesn't. So this is Sector 3. This is a fusion reactor array farm, fusion reactor array. So this can probably just be an operation center. It should be fine. Oh. No, it can't. The hell did they blow up? Point defense module, it looks like. Looks like this base was still in the conversion process to fission as well. It's kind of all fusion. Okay, our mission control is now approaching 200. That's good. Let's go for another crackdown in Egypt. And another purge. If we could take control of Egypt, that would be swell. Electrothermal propulsion has been researched. This will be the E-beam drive, the arc jet drive, the resistojet, and the solar steamers. I need to type these down so I can look them up in the tech tree. So now we're researching gas core fission systems. That's fine. Let's go check out what those new projects were and to see if they're worth thinking about. The E-beam drive here is a dead end tech. Could be okay. It's only 1,000 science. So the ArcJet drive looks fairly normal. Didn't see anything special about that. I kind of wish I could see the stats. I guess it kind of makes sense that you can't see the stats in the tech tree. Okay, so my general plan is to my current plan is to stay alive until I see a way to deal with the aliens. The Resistojet looks like another thing. And I think solar steamers was, it's right here. This was the reduced thrust. Yeah. So it reduces the delivery time of HAB modules launched outside of launch windows. So that's not really super useful. I need to look and see if there's something here. Titanic spacecraft. Oh man. Methuselah therapies. Our counselors will live on average an extra 10 years. God damn. Might be a good idea if I was able to get to the command center. What does that require? It requires the ring core. And ring cores require what? Ring habs. And ring habs require what? Requires our space future, which requires space commerce. So I need to go space commerce, space future, ring core. I think getting up to ring habs and colony habs, it would allow me to get more out of the assets I already hold, basically. And I think bigger bases are always more efficient. Because if we take a look at some of the alien bases, I know I started this off by just wanted to look something up. Let's say we just go to Neptune and we look at one of the moons that has a base on it. We check out this alien base, right? And we click on it. It seems to have 4 nodes, which means normally you get 4, and then the second tier you get 12. In this tier, I think you get 20 nodes in total, right? Yeah, I think that's what it looks like. Yeah, you get 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So that would be 4 times 4 is 16 nodes, actually. Sorry, miscount. Wait. No, you get 5 nodes of 4, which is 20. Yeah, you get 20 modules plus slots, which seems quite good to me. So does this... I think I was thinking that I needed to end the alien threat way earlier than I have to. What I actually need to do is to bide my time. I need to bide my time. I think the longer I can make... There's the United Arab League. Ooh, this could be big. Let me have a look at that, actually. So Z-Binge Techniques has been completed. This is, I think, a filler tech that leads to more interesting techs down the line. But I think there's a lot of interesting things becoming available to me. The United Arab League, so that's Baghdad, Dubai, Jeddah, Amman, Tel Aviv, Rabat. So this would allow me to get control of Egypt, Israel, yeah, I think I could make a giga Arab country here if I do that. So there's a lot of potential here, but we do now have access to guerrilla warfare, giving us extra unrest possibilities, and it will lead to freedom fighters. So we're basically setting ourselves up to fight the aliens on Earth. Let's go for the United Arab League. I'm going to go for a full spend on that. It'll take about a year with this configuration, but that's fine because I'm getting really, really efficient tech output right now. And a lot of my efforts are focused on space. We've almost taken Egypt, which is just in time for the Arab League, honestly. I need just a smidge more mission control and I can start founding more bases around Mercury. End of China is now available, so we can break up China if we choose. I don't think we want to. China is our main bulwark against the aliens right now. Life Science Research Center, so we're getting new available stuff that we can put around Earth. Tier 2 science labs are really, really good. If we can retake Earth's orbit, I think we will have an amazing chance to rebuild Earth and take the aliens out. Because it looks like the alien administration has stagnated in the war against humanity first. Like, these guys are like the perfect foil to each other. It's working out amazingly for me while I try to expand now. I was in a really bad shape for a really long time, but now I feel like I'm making like really good gains. And it was almost like when my mentality shifted, that like taking losses in this game is expected. You shouldn't expect to win. And this game is not about beating the aliens. It's about survival. It's about building up power. Fuck, Europe has been hit again. The problem is if they just hit Europe 6 times in a row, it's game over for me. These fucking aliens, dude. They're infuriating. So we know that Vinicio's loyalty is 12 now. Let's do a little bit of inspiring on him. I think we need to get our loyalty up just a smidge. God, that's infuriating. Who do I think is going to defend interests here? That's the real question. Because if I can predict which agent... So this guy is detained. Where's the rest of the agents? Let me have a little think about here. Detain? How many detain missions could I realistically run against the alien faction? Like, let's say, hypothetically, we go for an 89% detain on you. We go for an 86% detain on you. You go for a crackdown. Because having this high of a roll on my crackdown would be so... make my life so much easier. So I'm going to roll for the double detain. So bring that down to 25. No, 35. It would need to be Divikar. Divikar would need to be the guy doing the purge. So I'm trying to set up like a sneaky quick flip here. Need to do a full investment in Unity to try and bring popularity back up. I think this could work if I get the detain off. No, I'm detaining the wrong character. Damn it. Freedom Fighters is a huge one. We will research that soon. Fuckers. They got the defend point off in Europe. We got the crackdown. It went through. Huge. Okay, one of our mining bases in Mars got hit. This thing has like an insane amount of layered defense though, so we should see... I mean, this is a frigate. They built a fucking frigate with 24 combat power? What do they do to this thing? Infrared laser cannons? Athena torpedo base? This thing is awful. This is a terrible, terrible ship. Why would they ever build this? It's got a solid fission core reactor. I was building this like 5 years ago, dude. And a Nerva drive. Get out of here. This destroyer, on the other hand, is being a pain in the ass because it blew up my mining complex here. We'll have to get that rebuilt. Fuck, we lost in Egypt. Why are they so good at taking my points? Right, we have enough mission control to build another base around Mercury. That is a big fleet heading to Mercury. That tells me I need to design new ships and build new ships. Mercury gets new ships to hopefully defend against that nonsense. Let's make a new orbital. So there's 2 key things that I need from this orbital around Mercury. I need it to produce mission control. This, I believe, uses 3 mission control. So we need 1, 2, 3 mission control, and this base pays for itself. It would be ideal if I got a little surplus, so enough for it to pay for another base. So 3 more mission control would be nice. Then a farm, just to make the upkeep cheaper. We need a minimum at least 2 layered defense arrays to protect this base. That just feels necessary. 120 cm infrared laser battery. Hang on a moment. Okay, yeah, we need to upgrade our medium laser battery tech. In fact, I'm going to rush adamantine armor. No, I'm going to cancel United Arab League so I can go straight for medium. This is a 2 hardpoint laser cannon. This should upgrade my station defenses actually significantly. So I'll be able to get that in February. How fast could I get it if I hardcore rushed it, burnt all my science, went for it? I could get it on the 9th of September, July, August, September. I get it in 2 months, whereas this slows it down how much? That puts it to October, late October, November, December, January. I don't think it's critical that I get that immediately, right? This is a long-term game. Now, there is room for one last module here, and I think what I want is a military science lab. I want that 3% boost towards researching military techs. Right now, I'm only getting 4%, so I can pick up a little bit more. Can't really afford to keep purging and cracking down and doing everything. Right, redefend our interests in the European Union, and let's see what happens. Everyone wants to go for this one that gets broken, dude. Information Science Research Center. So we're getting our tier 2 lab tech stuff. I don't think I want to invest in mission control anymore. Solar steamers, don't care about that. Yeah, I think I'm going to pull back on this. So let's go for a little bit of this, a little bit of welfare, a decent amount of knowledge, a tiny bit of unity, very, very slow boost into mission control. Maybe like that much, the same amount into welfare. 2 pips into funding. We can't really neglect military. This looks like a good balance. About 40% of the economy, 20 into knowledge, 6% into welfare, unity, a little bit into military, a little bit into spoils, a little bit into funding. Try to get that long-term funding going because I think this is going to be a long game. So we did just unlock the arc jet. I kind of want to take a look at that. Building new bases. Yeah, like it has really low thrust. I guess it's probably like a really cheap engine. You really need the ability to mark technologies as obsolete, or it should be like done automatically. If you have something that's like obviously out, like if you have something that's better both in thrust and in delta V, it should just automatically be marked, like, you know. So they're trying to take over Egypt, so I'm going to fight for Egypt. They're enthralling elites there. It's understandable. I think it's good to investigate alien activity as often as you can. I know that sounds a little bit mental, but because it doesn't give you a huge amount, but what it does give you is a 1% research boost to all alien tech stuff, and I have a lot of alien tech I need to complete, so a 1% boost permanently is actually pretty damn good. We're starting to get research campuses up, which means we're finally picking up a little bit of science from Habs, which is really, really nice. 5 science per day. Was it 6 science? 5 science per day from Habs, which is quite good. Where is this guy going? Alien megafauna. Where is it going? So they managed to take the executive point. Wow. He snuck in with the purge. What a jerk. So the aliens are looking to expand into Egypt, pretty obviously to me. Let's try to make that difficult, right? We'll defend our point here. We'll go for the crackdown on the initiative, not the executive. And we'll go for the crackdown on the executive with Adesh. Looks like the aliens have decided to attack me in the Elizabeth C. Stanton colony. Let's go ahead and auto-resolve that. Let's see how that we do. We were obliterated. Fucking obliterated, dude. Okay, understandable. It's a pretty reasonable response. I built a big giga fleet in your face, and you guys blew it up. We did no damage to them. So it looks like missiles are no longer viable anymore. We're going to have to just start focus on building defensive bases. Building fleets is just not going to work. Let's get a new shipyard, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4 operation centers, 2 solar arrays, another 2 operation centers, and then a wing dedicated to whatever I want. Well, 2 of them have to be defense arrays. How about a shipyard and a nano factory for this base? This will replace that one. So we might lose a few things around Mercury. We do have stations that can fight at the very least. And we're working on the medium green arc laser, which should speed up the rate at which they can defend themselves. I'm pretty sure this base is under siege. We have a surplus of energy. No need to replace anything though. I'm happy with this. 2 farms. Looking good, looking good. All good in here. So that was an alien punishment fleet. Fuck. Taking over Europe again. I have to give up on Egypt. I'm going to go back and defend Europe. So the E-beam drive, that was a new one, I think. Yeah, really low. Really good exhaust velocity, actually. Really good delta V, but really, really poor maneuverability. So highly efficient engine. So if I could figure out who they'll do a defend interests with. I'm like 99% sure they used a lady to defend interests last time. So I can find that agent. It wasn't him. This is the lady they used for defend interests. So what do I need for a detain? Investigation. Well, let's make the attempt. Vinicio, I want you to detain Humaila Kathriva. Just spend 1 point on that to get a 99% success chance. You, 2% crackdown. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. I need you to crack down Europe. Divikar needs to purge, right? These are the obvious moves, right? You need to purge, you need to crack down, and then I need to figure out how I get a detain off on this lady. So investigation is the skill. Who has the highest investigation? You've 10, you've 6, you've 7. So she's got good investigation. She can do this mission. If I give her like 8, I can give her 32. Will this work? I actually don't know. I have no idea if what I just did will work. So they got the defend interest off. I missed the counselor. I thought a detain is supposed to interrupt what they're doing, but defend just happens so quickly. Crazy, dude, how quickly a defend happens. Look how many people are in Europe right now doing things. Everyone is trying to fuck with me right now. Not good. Listen, just because I managed to hold together a piece of territory worth holding doesn't mean you can all come here and, you know, crawl all over it like ants. Get the hell out of here. God damn it, I forgot. Again, I forgot to make my colonizer. God damn it. So here's what I'm thinking. This is like the pretty basic design. We actually need 0 armor. And we probably only want literally just point defense on this thing. In case it gets attacked, it might have a chance to avoid and survive a piece of combat. And now we're going to put a fission outpost and a fission platform kit on it. This is for colonizing Outer Mars. So I will call this Outer Mars Colony ship. Very, very basic ship. 270, can I get that up a little bit higher? Ooh, very, very expensively. That should be enough. So I think we're going to be relying on like micro thrust spirals that will take a very, very long time to get anywhere. Power plant, fission reactor 3, saltwater battery is fine. It's a relatively cheap one. Don't plan on having this thing in combat. Titanium radiator array, that's a very, very precious metal. I think maybe a molybdenum, but I think I'm just going to put basic aluminum radiators. And so this is a colony ship for Outer Mars. And then I'm going to make an exact clone of this, but it just uses a solar version. And this is just an Inner Mars colony ship. So perhaps we could build some of these at our dockyards. They have just enough thrust to get off the gravity of this planet. So that's good. Quite cheap, actually. A lot of water, but relatively cheap. We'll be able to maybe start settling some more asteroids with that base. We must be as rats. We have to like spread out and capture as much territory as we can and try to avoid confrontation with the aliens. So we lost our turned counselor. It's alright, he did a lot of work for us actually in being turned. One could say he was turned. Zimbabwe alien, not good. I'm afraid that's your own problem, guys. I think though we've made good progress. We've held our ground and we are surviving. Not many significant things are happening. The aliens have not expanded much. The war in India rages on. They're back and forth constantly. They're even getting the Bangladesh army in. So like, Humanity First is doing the job that I needed to do, which is tank the aliens. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and help them. I'm going to buy them another army. Get that army deployed and get it fighting. Buy me time to do my mission. That's going to be it for me though. We're continuing to hold. Earth has not fallen. We will cooperate with these aliens. We will not serve them. We will not falter. We have to prove to them that the galaxy is big enough for the both of us and that we mean them no harm. I love you all very much and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.